70s gave us rock's most electrifying frontmen, loud, fearless, and unforgettable. We rank the top 20, from household names to underrated legends. And our number one pick? It's going to surprise you. Number 20, Bon Scott, AC/DC. Let's start with a man who lived fast, died young, and left behind a voice that still makes your speakers bleed. Bon Scott wasn't just AC/DC's frontman, he was their soul and their middle finger to anyone who thought rock should be polite. Scott's voice was whiskey-soaked sandpaper wrapped around a sledgehammer. When he snarled, "It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll," he wasn't singing, he was issuing a warning. His stage presence was pure Australian outlaw, part biker, part poet, all attitude. The tragedy is we only got 5 years of prime Bon Scott with AC/DC before alcohol poisoning took him in 1980. But those 5 years gave us Highway to Hell, Whole Lotta Rosie, and a blueprint for hard rock frontmen that's still being copied today. Number 19, Alice Cooper.
Telephone is ringing. I got you on the run.
Before Marilyn Manson, before Rob Zombie, there was Alice Cooper, the original shock rocker who turned concerts into horror theater. Cooper didn't just perform songs, he staged nightmares, complete with guillotines, snakes, and enough fake blood to fill a swimming pool. What made Cooper brilliant wasn't just the theatrics, it was how he used them to amplify the music. School's Out became an anthem of teenage rebellion, partly because Cooper delivered it while being executed on stage. The shock served the song, not the other way around. Cooper proved that rock frontmen could be actors, directors, and provocateurs, all at once. He opened the door for every theatrical rock act that followed. Number 18, Paul Rodgers, from Free and Bad Company. Paul Rodgers possessed something that can't be taught: soul. His voice was a perfect marriage of blues tradition and rock power, capable of tender vulnerability on All Right Now and crushing authority on Can't Get Enough. Rodgers never needed gimmicks or theatrics. He stood at the microphone, opened his mouth, and pure emotion poured out. His phrasing was impeccable, his tone was unmistakable, and his ability to convey genuine feeling through rock music was unmatched. When Robert Plant turned down Led Zeppelin reunion offers, guess who they called? Paul Rodgers. That tells you everything about his standing among rock's elite. Number 17, Glenn Hughes, from Deep Purple. Glenn Hughes brought something unique to Deep Purple during their Mark III era, a voice that could handle both the band's heavy metal thunder and their funkier explorations. His range was extraordinary. He could hit notes that would make opera singers weep while maintaining the grit necessary for hard rock. Hughes' work on Burn and Stormbringer showed a different side of Deep Purple, one that was more groove-oriented and soulful. His bass playing added another dimension to his frontman duties, making him one of rock's most complete performers. Number 16, Steve Marriott, from Humble Pie. Steve Marriott was a giant trapped in a small man's body. Standing barely over 5 feet tall, he commanded stages like a colossus through sheer vocal power and manic energy. His voice was a force of nature, part Little Richard shriek, part blues wail, all passion. Marriott's work with Humble Pie, particularly on Performance Rockin' the Fillmore, captured lightning in a bottle. His version of I Don't Need No Doctor is a masterclass in how to take a good song and make it transcendent through pure vocal intensity. The man could make you believe he was 10 feet tall just by opening his mouth. Number 15, David Coverdale, Deep Purple, Whitesnake. David Coverdale stepped into impossible shoes when he replaced Ian Gillan in Deep Purple, and somehow made them fit. His voice was different from Gillan's, more bluesy, more sensual, but equally powerful. Coverdale's work on Burn and Stormbringer proved he could handle Purple's complexity, while while his later success with Whitesnake showed his commercial instincts. His voice aged like fine wine, maintaining its power and adding character with each passing year. Number 14, John Fogerty, Creedence Clearwater Revival.
Round mirror, keep on going, rolling.
John Fogerty's voice was the sound of American rock, swampy, authentic, and impossible to ignore. He sang about bayous he'd never seen and experiences he'd never had, yet made them feel more real than your own memories. Fogerty wrote and sang some of the most enduring rock songs of the 70s. Proud Mary, Bad Moon Rising, Fortunate Son. His voice cut through the psychedelic haze of the era with crystal clarity and working-class honesty. Number 13, Roger Daltrey, The Who. Roger Daltrey was rock's first true warrior poet. His voice could be tender on Behind Blue Eyes and thunderous on Won't Get Fooled Again, often within the same song. His microphone-swinging stage antics weren't just showmanship, they were expressions of the barely contained energy that powered The Who. Daltrey's work on Tommy and Quadrophenia proved he could handle complex narratives while maintaining the raw power that made The Who dangerous. His primal scream at the end of Won't Get Fooled Again remains one of rock's most cathartic moments. Number 12, Phil Lynott, Thin Lizzy. Phil Lynott gave Thin Lizzy more than a voice, he gave them soul. As frontman, bassist, and primary songwriter, he shaped the band's identity with charisma, conviction, and a sharp lyrical edge. His vocals carried both power and vulnerability, whether he was driving a hard rock anthem like The Boys Are Back in Town or easing into the heartbreak of Still in Love with You. Lynott didn't rely on theatrics. He connected through storytelling, grounding even the most electrified songs in something real. In a decade full of bravado and spectacle, he made sincerity sound cool. Number 11, Phil Mogg, UFO.
Lights out in London.
Phil Mogg was the steady voice and commanding presence behind UFO's rise in the 70s hard rock scene. His gritty vocals and confident delivery helped shape a band that bridged blues rock, heavy metal, and melodic hooks. Mogg's performances were straightforward but magnetic. He didn't rely on theatrics, just pure attitude and solid singing. Songs like Doctor Doctor and Lights Out showcased his ability to deliver both power and melody with equal force. Though he flew under the mainstream radar compared to some peers, Mogg's influence runs deep in the world of hard rock and metal, making him a true frontman's frontman. Number 10, Steven Tyler, Aerosmith. Steven Tyler was rock's ultimate showman, part scarecrow, part sex symbol, all attitude. His voice was a rubber band that could stretch from tender crooning to banshee wailing without breaking. His stage presence was pure theater. Scarves flying, hips swiveling, microphone stands spinning like a baton. Tyler's work on Dream On showcased his incredible range, while Walk This Way proved he could deliver hard rock with the best of them. His ability to reinvent himself and Aerosmith multiple times throughout their career showed remarkable adaptability. Number 9, Ozzy Osbourne, Black Sabbath. Ozzy Osbourne's voice was the sound of heavy metal being born. His nasal, haunting delivery on songs like Paranoid and Iron Man created a template that countless metal singers would follow. He wasn't technically perfect, but he was perfectly suited for Sabbath's dark, heavy sound. Ozzy's stage presence was equal parts menacing and vulnerable. He could terrify you with his intensity, then break your heart with his fragility. His work with Sabbath in the 70s laid the foundation for an entire genre. Number 8, Jim Morrison, The Doors.
Come on, baby, let my heart.
Jim Morrison was rock's poet laureate, a man who treated the microphone like a confessional and the stage like a pulpit. His voice was deep, hypnotic, and dangerous, capable of seducing you with Light My Fire or terrifying you with The End. Morrison's stage presence was magnetic and unpredictable. You never knew if you were going to get the sensitive poet or the wild showman. His Miami incident in 1969 showed just how far he was willing to push boundaries. Number 7. Peter Gabriel, Genesis. Peter Gabriel transformed rock performance into high art. His work with Genesis in the early 70s was revolutionary. He didn't just sing songs, he became them. His use of costumes, masks, and theatrical staging turned concerts into immersive experiences. Gabriel's voice was remarkably expressive, capable of handling Genesis' complex progressive compositions while maintaining emotional authenticity. His storytelling ability was unmatched. He could make you believe in the characters he portrayed on stage. Songs like The Musical Box and Supper's Ready showcased Gabriel's ability to sustain narrative tension over extended periods. When he left Genesis in 1975, he took with him a vision of what rock performance could be that influenced countless artists. Number 6. Robert Plant, Led Zeppelin.
She's buying a stairway to heaven.
Robert Plant was rock's golden god, a man whose voice could soar to impossible heights while maintaining its earthy, blues-based power. His work on Stairway to Heaven alone would secure his legacy, but his entire catalog with Zeppelin showcased a voice of remarkable range and character. Plant's stage presence was pure rock star. Flowing hair, bare chest, mystical lyrics delivered with shamanic intensity. He embodied the excess and power of 70s rock while maintaining an artistic credibility that many of his peers lacked. Number 5. Mick Jagger, The Rolling Stones. Mick Jagger didn't just front the Rolling Stones, he was the Rolling Stones. His voice might not have been the most powerful, but his attitude was unmatched. He could sneer through Brown Sugar, seduce through Angie, and command through Gimme Shelter. Jagger's stage presence was revolutionary. His moves, his confidence, his sheer sexual energy, it all combined to create a template for rock frontmen that's still being copied today. He proved that charisma could be just as important as vocal ability. Number 4. Ann Wilson, Heart. While most 70s frontmen were busy chasing bombast, Ann Wilson brought something rarer, power with precision. She could summon thunder with a single note, then reel it back into a whisper that still held the room. Heart's fusion of hard rock and folk didn't just work, it soared because of her. On stage, she didn't need theatrics. Her voice was the spectacle. In an era dominated by men, Ann didn't break barriers. She tore through them, leaving a trail of jaw-dropping audiences in her wake. Number 3. Ian Gillan, Deep Purple. Ian Gillan possessed one of the most powerful voices in rock history. His range was extraordinary. He could hit notes that would make glass shatter while maintaining the grit necessary for hard rock. His work on Child in Time alone would secure his place among the greats. Gillan's voice was the perfect match for Deep Purple's heavy, complex sound. He could handle their blues-based rockers and their more experimental pieces with equal skill. His screams on Highway Star and Smoke on the Water became templates for generations of hard rock and metal singers. What set Gillan apart was his ability to use his incredible range musically rather than just showing off. Every note served the song, every scream had purpose. He was a technician and an artist in equal measure. Number 2, Freddie Mercury, Queen. Radio Gaga, Radio Boo-Boo. Freddie Mercury was rock's ultimate showman, a man who could command stadiums with a single gesture. His voice was operatic in range and power, capable of handling Queen's complex arrangements while maintaining incredible emotional depth. Mercury's stage presence was theatrical without being fake, powerful without being intimidating. His performance at Live Aid in 1985 is often cited as the greatest live rock performance ever. And for good reason. He had 72,000 people in the palm of his hand. Number 1. Ian Anderson, Jethro Tull.
It's lying in the cold sun.
Ian Anderson stands alone at the top of this list because he redefined what a rock frontman could be. While other singers stood behind microphones, Anderson danced, fluted, and commanded stages with a theatrical intensity that was uniquely his own. Anderson's voice was distinctive and powerful, capable of handling Jethro Tull's complex progressive compositions while maintaining incredible character. But it was his complete artistic vision that set him apart. He didn't just sing Tull's songs, he embodied them. His flute playing added a dimension to rock music that no one else could provide. His stage presence was magnetic, part medieval minstrel, part rock god, all original. His lyrics were literate and complex, dealing with themes of religion, society, and human nature with remarkable depth. Anderson's work on albums like Aqualung and Thick as a Brick showed a frontman who could handle both intimate acoustic pieces and full-blown rock epics. His ability to sustain narrative tension over the entire 43-minute Thick as a Brick suite was unprecedented. What makes Anderson the greatest 70s rock frontman is his complete originality. While others followed templates, Anderson created his own. While others imitated, Anderson innovated. He proved that rock frontmen could be true artists, creating works of lasting value rather than just entertainment. There you have it, our top 20 70s frontmen. And no doubt you've got strong opinions. Who got snubbed? Who's ranked way too high? Let's hear your take in the comments.